Well, word the hell up. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. My creaky chair also saying good morning. I got to do something about that this week. The creaks showed up on my last video. Hello. Welcome to Guild Wars 2 and stuff. Let's get a screen up here, my friends. All right. It is a Saturday morning on the beautiful, scorchingly hot West Coast. Wolf and TD, thank you for the subscription. Do appreciate it. Yeah, it is really flipping hot out there. But well, I mean, when I say hot, I'm not talking about London hot, where I guess it's like 50 degrees or some shit like that. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, pretty hot here on the West Coast, especially considering I'm about 2 blocks from the ocean. So, yeah. Let's see what happened this week, Caddy. Good morning. Caddy looking very stylish, playing Renegade, looking disco cool. Some nice gloves you got there. All right. Yes, good morning. So yeah, what happened this week? We got some drama this week. That was interesting. Certain ANET partner getting removed from the partner program. Yours truly getting a unexplained 2-week ban from the forums. Yeah, pretty interesting. I think they went on a bit of a rampage this week over in Seattle. Yes, Caddy. I received a 2 week ban from the forums this week. Or rather, I am not allowed to post for 2 weeks. Apparently I insulted somebody. Hit him in the feels. Hit him in the feels. Anyway, won't dwell. Their forum, their rules. The Nike thing was a little surprising, I suppose. And yeah, so I guess they went on a bit of a rampage. I wonder if anybody else got hit. So there was that. Let's see what else has occurred this week. We got some story content that Caddy and I will be playing through here in a bit, which will be really interesting. Hadn't heard anything about that. Let's see. Gail says one of my guild leaders routinely got 2 week bans, mostly for telling a certain former Hainhead employee no. I think that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, the last one I got was for suggesting that maybe Mike Z was not super good for this game. You know, the guy who was the game director for a little while. Yeah, so I mean, Caddy, if you hadn't heard, I, I mean, I didn't talk too much about my ban, and I probably won't because they didn't actually tell me what I got banned for. They just said I made some rude and insulting comments to somebody, which, of course, I probably did. The Nike thing, a little bit different. Nike was a pretty big, or still is pretty big guy in this community on tea time on a regular basis, though may have earned his ban on a number of points. Dias Kaiser 81, welcome to the stream, and this is why I ignore the forum and just play the game. The problem with that, and I'll just shoot on this for a few moments with a little bit of Mind Circus Unchained. The problem with that is that the developers absolutely do monitor the forums for feedback, etc. And I do think it's important that people other than the low effort Andes get a voice in this community to the developers. I mean, I guess the hardcore segments also getting, a good voice to the developers. But sometimes I think that those of us who believe in playing video games should have a voice as well. Robin, good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Hugo Availover, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining us. So yeah, I think it's important that the voice of people like me get represented at points as well, because I don't know. I won't go off too much on it this morning. It is Saturday morning, and I'm not feeling super aggressive about these things, but I do think that if the developers are watching those forums for ideas, then participating in them may be a good idea. Unfortunately, I do have a problem keeping my damn mouth shut at points. So there was that. Not much else. I mean, we got our patch this week, a couple of balance tweaks, some new content, which Caddy and I will be running through. And if anybody would like to join us to do the story content here this morning, do send me a message in game, Mind Circus 1506. We'll wait a few minutes and then we'll get started on that and get into it. Anything else this week? Hey, Caddy, did they fix the cannon on Red Keep? Did they fix the cannon on Red Keep? No. Okay. Well, that's kind of sad as well. But then I don't suppose that was really there. And they didn't fix the yak. Okay, Caddy, what is the yak problem? We'll wait for you to answer that. I'm actually going to just adjust my sound options while you do that. Let's get a little music happening here. Maybe a little less of the fire crackling. There we go. So what is the yak problem in World vs. World? There is a yak on Alpine Borderlands that gets stuck going into the keep, like it doesn't path into the keep. Good grief. How long has that been there? Like, that must have been there forever. So I can't think of anything they might have done to change that. Weeks. Okay, well, just weeks. Okay. So, broken yaks in World versus World are Caddy's big concerns, and the floating cannon on Red Keep. So there's that. I learned this week that my mech is stealing my credit on the Mace Master weapon achievement. Wait a second. Gail, are you saying that the mech does not give you credit for Slayer achievements? Is that correct? That would be awful. Objectively awful and objectively strange. Wow. If he gets the kill, I don't get credit. So you're not getting credit for... Wow. Okay, well, that's an interesting bug. That is an interesting bug. If I get the kills, if I send him back into orbit, huh? That would make it really hard to like farm Giant Slayer. You need to rein in your mech. They get a little out of control. Well, they're still better than Ranger Pets. Let's be clear about that, shall we? Yeah, that's a really strange one. I wonder if ANET knows about that. Probably have to do a little science. Unfortunately, I think all my Slayer achievements are actually done. Let's take a look at that. That's achievements. What is it? I think we can just go Slayer on this. Lord Slayer, Dusk Slayer, so Thirst Slayer, okay. Worm Slayer. Dragon Slayer Weapon Collection. So many Slayers, so little time. Yeah, I don't think I can actually test this, to be honest with you guys. I think I've got all the regular Slayer achievements. League Slayer, yeah. So everything I have here is like PvP and World versus World achievements and stuff like that. Oh, wait a second. I guess I could test this later on. You know what? I'm going to do a little science later on. Well, actually, I could probably do that right now. Let's go and take a look. So kill 25 purists. Where are the purists? Okay, let us go ahead here and take a look at where the purists are. So wiki purists, and I'm going to take a look at where they may be located here. Oh, I know where to find some of these. Okay, so let's grab our Mechanist and let's take a look at what's happening. Because I think that would be obviously something that we probably want to report to ANET on this one. So I will grab my little power mechanist here, and we will take a look at what's going on. What else happened this week? Released my my Condi Tempest build yesterday. Getting good reaction from that. Pretty happy about that. And let me pull this up. What am I doing in Drizzlewood? What am I doing in Drizzlewood? So I would think we would find purists over in this area here. We will see if I'm right about this. My End of Dragon's knowledge may not be as high as anything else. So there we go. Just pulling this up. Not on the Creature Slayer deeds. The deeds that count how many you get kills per weapon. Oh, right. So like the Mace Master and stuff like that. Let me just pull this up. Bear with me here. Let me just take a look. Achievements. Where are these found? Are they probably in general? Slayer? No. Where are these achievements found? Is it like Master? Like Mace Master or something? Master? No, these all just say Mastery. Under Weapon Master. Okay, so let's take a look at Weapon, and let me just see if I can test this. Nope. Weapon. Tengu, no. Bunch of collections, no. Weapons of Steel, no. Try Mace Master. Hello, Zybo. Welcome to our little team here. Let's just search for Mace and see what I get. Mace Master. So, yeah, Weapon Master. And I'm just not sure where to find these achievements in this. Oh, here we go. Weapon Master. So what can we tell? Oh, I can absolutely test this. I've got Rifle Master right here, and I have a rifle equipped. This tells you how good rifle was to me. Okay. Let us now head over. I guess we can hit just about anything with this. So let's just fly over in this general direction. And we will see what is going on because we are bug hunting here on our stream this morning because this is something I used to get paid for. Onwards. Like 5,000 kills per mace. Yeah, I have Mace Master because of Condi Rev. Condi Rev. Morning, Pure Evil. Welcome to the stream. What's the tea? I don't know. Hey, I know something big that happened yesterday that is completely unrelated to Guild Wars 2 that blew my flippin' mind. Vincent Kennedy McMahon is retiring. That kind of blew my mind. That is just the sign that I am getting really flippin' old. Yeah. So there we go. So let's see here. No, don't hit it, Kenny. Don't hit it, Kenny. Okay, let's let our mech do this, and let's bring that back up, and let's search. I guess I should have brought this back up. Never mind. General, Weapon Master, Rifle Master is at, okay. Well, that is a bug right there. Or is it a bug? Because I didn't actually kill it. Let's try this again. Let's let this dude go over here. I mean, if I'm not actually killing it, then I'm not killing it with the rifle. But those numbers are not going up. So yeah, that thing is absolutely kill stealing you for sure. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. I'm also really low on longbow master kills, and I wonder now if that's because ranger pets were snagging the credit. Well, I mean, I would test that, but I don't play longbow on any of my rangers. So, yeah, so there it is. I don't know. I'm not sure if that isn't working as intended or not, to be honest with you guys. You know, if I'm not actually shooting it with the rifle, then yeah, I don't play longbow anymore. I mean, is there anything? Okay, well, you know, I meme on Longbow Ranger for a lot, and it's mainly because of some of the low effort play you see out in open world. But I mean, longbow isn't like awful, but just breeds some really bad habits. But I'm just, you know, it's the one legendary I'm not even working on. I've never made a legendary longbow. I had longbow and rifle left, and working on HMS Divinity. I've never. It's been a long time since I enjoyed playing any kind of longbow, to be honest with you. Tried it on Dragon Hunter. I did like it on Dragon Hunter in World versus World. Played a little bit of longbow Dragon Hunter in World versus World. Really easy to, you know, get to the top of the damage charts there. So anyway, I'm not sure that isn't working as intended, to be honest with you guys. But I can absolutely see the problem there. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just check the wiki. The weapon must deal the finishing blow. Okay, well, so working as intended, which is just fine. Let your mech do most of the work, and then just start doing it. Okay, well, there we have it. So there is that. So yes, as I mentioned earlier, Vincent Kennedy McMahon retiring from the world that he built yesterday. I thought that was kind of a big deal. Not that I am the largest professional wrestling fan in the world, but that was always just a cornerstone of the entertainment of my generation, to be honest with you guys. And he was always just a really big deal. So there is that. Caddy, how do you feel about doing a little story? Do you want to season one it up? Yeah, you do. Does anybody else want to season one it up before we get started here? Let me swap tunes, because I don't feel like playing Mechanist today. I do feel like playing a little bit of this. Working is intentionally frustrating. Absolutely. It was funny. When I used to do bug hunting as a job in the video game industry, you'd run into these situations all the time. And I worked on a very large, well-known battle royale game for the better part of a couple of years. And they didn't have a wiki that was even close to the Guild Wars 2 wiki. They didn't even have a real internal knowledge base, to be honest with you. So we would sit there hunting bugs, and then we would, we had no way of knowing in like a scenario just like this one, whether or not it was a bug. So we'd have to go and write these bugs and say, well, X, Y, Z doesn't count. And then the developers would get like a little frustrated with us, like, why are you writing a bug for this? And we had no way of knowing. It's funny, as a community, we don't really understand the value of the Guild Wars 2 wiki sometimes, because it is so well done and so well maintained that even a lot of much, much bigger games with much more complicated things going on in them have nothing close to this, nothing close to it. So we do have it good sometimes. We do have it good. Wait another moment or two here. Did we lose our friend Zybo? We did. We'll wait another few moments. Hey, do you get XP if the mech gets the kill? Yes, you absolutely do get XP. You absolutely do get XP, Hugo. So there is that as well. We'd have a whole lot more talk about if I didn't stream in the middle of the week. That's probably the lesson learned. So there is that. Well, Caddy, let us see where we are at here. Going to pull up the story journal. I'm astonished by the Guild Wars 2 wiki. The game is already awe-inspiring in how abundant the worlds are, and the wiki keeps up fast with so much. It is really easy to underestimate the value and the accuracy and all the work on the wiki in this game. It is a real cut above most knowledge bases. Like, I've worked in a lot of tech-related businesses that don't have anything close to a knowledge base like that. I believe Clockwork Chaos is the one. Yeah, Clockwork Chaos is the one I have nothing done in. So, what do we have here? A Pavilion Champions Medal. If we finish this, I don't even know what that is. Oh, and some new boots. Well, I'm all for some cosmetics. Let's, well, we won't preview these on Asura because there are no real good boots for Asura. Clockwork Chaos Completionist. Look at all these achievements. Crazy. Seeking Scarlet. Twilight Arbor Aether Path. Oh my lord, they're making people do Aether Path. That's crazy. Games are good for that. A bit more obsessive than a lot of business managers. It's true, but I mean, I think a lot of that comes from the passion. I mean, the Guild Wars 2 wiki obviously kept up by volunteers doing an absolutely amazing job, and I think a lot of people don't recognize just how much legwork goes in there. Yeah, I saw you ping those. I saw you ping those earlier. I saw you ping those earlier. Robin, those are actually some nice looking boots. Let's do that. Let's do what? What do you want to do? Okay. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to find my story journal, and I'm going to start this shite, I keep hitting the wrong button here. Story journal. And let's get into some Clockwork Chaos. Oh, I guess the other thing they did was remove the breastplates from the Clockwork Knights or some crap this week. And I guess a lot of people kind of lost their minds about that. But, you know, it is Guild Wars. People will lose their minds about just about anything. Okay, let us invite Robin to the group. And then I'm going to just looking for where to start this. Bear with me here for a few moments, my friends. Living World Season 1, Clockwork Chaos. And here we go. So, you know, a little warning for you guys before I get started on this. If you are worried about any kind of spoilers from this old story, and holy shnikes, look at that sky scale skin. That is pretty dope. Pretty dope. So if you're worried about any spoilers, absolutely you're going to want to tune out at this point. If you are one of those people who doesn't like to hear a lot of criticism about the story in this game, you know, this may not be the stream to watch. Just put that out there. I'm pretty critical of the story in this game at certain points, though it's come a long way. Okay, and did I actually start it? I probably didn't because, you know, I'm streaming and not paying attention. All right, I'm going to hit play this episode. Queen Jenna announces a new celebration in Divinity's Reach, but strange machinations are afoot. There we go. And let us read our mail. And our mail says, by royal proclamation, ain't no one got time for that. Her Majesty, Queen Jenna of Kryta, is pleased to open her city to you in celebration. Okay, so we don't have the celebration, though. It would have been nice to maybe move that up a little bit for this. By the will and command of the Queen, who has no shoes, hot air balloons stand ready across Tyria to convey celebrants to the well-wishers to Divinity's Reach, the capital of the Crichton Nation. Okay, good enough. I've had enough. Let's go here. Let's get her underway. Here's something to know. I've never played through this stuff. This stuff all came out before I started the game. So that, I think, is interesting. This will be my first time walking through this stuff. And as critical as I have been about old content and the restoration thereof, I think this should be okay. Wait, there we go. Zybo, we have lost you. I will be removing you from this party. If you would like to, send another one back in there. If somebody else in the party could confirm that vote kick, that would be nice. There we go. All right, Zybo, if you come back, absolutely join us. Okay, so here we go. Oh, we have something over here to read as well. Let me hit this first. Lord Farron. All right. Hello there. Quite the gala affair, isn't it? Are you here for the opening ceremony? Of course, what self-respecting nobleman wouldn't leap at the opportunity to represent his fellows, not to mention mingling with the famed personages like yourself. Okay, what else does he have to say? The Queen's Jubilee seems like quite an event, or it would if it was currently running. Here's to 10 years of our beloved Queen Jenna's rule. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's go. And let's get into it, shall we? The story lives in Guild Wars 2. Oh, that's nice art. Hadn't seen that before. All right. Central Arena Gate. Enter the Crown Arena.
Welcome, one and all, to Divinity's Reach, and welcome to the newly opened Crown Pavilion. As the city celebrates my 10th year as Kryta's monarch, we also celebrate the resilience of the human spirit. Since my coronation, humanity has withstood test upon dreadful test, yet it endures. We endure, and we always shall. We reclaimed the Great Collapse and made it a gathering place, an arena to celebrate humanity's fighting spirit. I hereby present the Watch Knights, my gift to Divinity's Reach, and a symbol of our renewed bonds of community, duty, and shared destiny.
Well, there we have it.
In the arena for a demonstration of the Watch Knights' martial skill, as they are tested by Kryta's finest champions. If you have the strength and the will, step forward and become part of Kryta's bold new future.
Meet your friends.
Look at this place. Some say the humans are at the end of their rope, but you never guess it.
I think that's the point, to demonstrate how well humanity is doing despite all their challenges. They're bringing in people from all over the world to show how tough they still are. They even invited Ritlock to be the Black Citadel's emissary, but he opted to send me instead. I hope the Queen isn't offended.
Don't worry, you brought me along. Two of us is way better than one Ritlock.
Shh! It's bad luck to slur your commanding officer, especially when I'm trying to get into his warband.
There we have it. What? Where are we here? What? Okay. Let's talk to Rox. Hey, look who's here. Now it's a party. Yep. Here we go again, huh? Okay. Well, those are good reasons to have little stars over your head.
How are you?
The Queen's new toy is a marvelous feat of engineering, if a bit ostentatious with all these extraneous bits whirring about. This is why I don't read the dialogue. I mean, I may play a lot of Asura, but holy shnikes. Okay, so what do we got here? Welcome, Commander of the Pact. I'd hoped you might attend. Will you be volunteering to battle with our Watch Knights? You had me at battle.
Your Majesty, as a captain of the Seraph and your personal champion, I will stand for Kryta. If it pleases your Majesty, let me test the Watch Knights alone. Let them prove their ability to protect your kingdom as well as I have.
An excellent notion, Captain. Clear the arena of all other contestants and begin.
The Queen has spoken. All other contestants, please clear the arena. Captain Thackeray alone will prove the Watch Knight's mettle.
Metal? Did you hear that, Caddy? Metal. We're gonna get like some Pantera or something. Yeah. I will /cheer. I have /cheered.
For this demonstration, we've added a special cosmetic change to the Watch Knights.
Wow.
Captain Thackeray has fought all manner of foes on our behalf. Now, Captain, are you ready to face them all?
I am ready to do whatever Her Majesty commands.
Then behold, with a touch of mesmer magic, the Watch Knight can represent the most dangerous and driven of our foes.
Well, Logan's gonna fight here.
But it doesn't matter. The Queen's enemies are my enemies, no matter what shape they take.
Prepare to suffer.
Cheer Logan on. I have cheered for you. I will continue to cheer. The problem is Logan's probably gonna get killed or something. Gail says, what could possibly go wrong with cybernetic warriors? Exactly, that's worked out so well in every science fiction franchise, hasn't it? Oh no, they're coming to take us away. Well, that was a... There we go. I got my achievement. Kryta's finest. Okay, well, is that it? Logan wins.
Watch Knight is formidable, Your Majesty, but I'm not quite ready to declare it your new
I
champion.
could say the same about you, human. Crawling back for forgiveness, Logan.
Tears. Is this some kind of joke? If it is, I'm not laughing.
Time's wasting. Let's finish this.
Wow, it's Ritlock before he became a Revenant.
This has gone on long enough. Countess Anise, shut down the Watch Knight.
It's not responding, my queen.
You know he's gonna lose and have to re-roll.
Interfering with our control.
but we've got party crashers. Trust me, I've seen this kind of thing before.
Not like this, you have. Those are the Aetherblade pirates. That
Oh, finally, something to fight.
Someone protect the queen until I can get past this overgrown blinding toy. Looks like we've got work to do.
Let us protect the queen.
Who needs sham combat when we've got the real thing?
Did he just say Kabram? Captain, the shields are failing. Funny thing on that, I'll get to it in a moment after this fight. Picked up a new show over the last few days that really just blew my mind. But let's burn some people. There we go.
What's the story here, Countess? If these things have an off switch, now's the time to flip it.
You're the Char emissary, yes? I'd love to, but someone has overridden our control of the entire pavilion.
How does that work? Whoever's taken over would have to be close by. Very close.
I agree. And if you'll cast your eyes to the top of that pillar, you'll see someone who shouldn't be there.
Pillar.
That gives us a target. Rather, it gives you a target. Are you proficient with that bow?
Proficient enough. Keep these goons away from my bow arm and stand back.
Alright. Protect rocks until she can shoot her longbow. Alright. So you're talking about shields. Over the last few days, I have picked up the new Star Trek show,
Get those eyes checked.
Strange New
I would have hit
Worlds.
her, but she blinked away. Now be quiet, you're jinxing me.
She's back. Over there.
And highly recommend. It is possibly one of the better shows I've seen in the last couple of years. High production values, very well written, very well acted. Just an amazing show. For those of you fellow nerds out there, highly recommend. Highly recommend Star Trek Brave New Worlds. All right. Who's laughing?
Burn this. Missed again.
Whatever.
Jinxing me.
I thought you said you could handle that weapon.
You asked for it.
Well, I miss DRMs already. I really miss DRMs right now.
Bullseye. Who needs their eyes checked now?
Remind me, how many shots did it take you to hit the mark?
That's it. Frostbite, if Bram says one more nasty thing about my aim, sting him to death.
We're making progress, Your Majesty. The arena gates should lower momentarily.
I'm glad to hear it, but we need to deactivate the Watch Knight attacking Captain Thackeray.
Still working on it, my queen. Our technicians can't break through the interference.
Unacceptable. We have no more time. Destroy it.
All right, so this is a watch night. It's not actually Ritlock. All right. Yeah. See, this again is the problem with Guild Wars 2 Stories encounters. They become objectively less interesting the more people you play with. Seriously.
This was supposed to be an exhibition. How does
This
that
looks the
thing know
same
about
as when it was first out. It's a restoration, yeah.
When you stepped in as the sole
2 seconds, I'll catch right
I
up with
decided
chat.
to add a slightly more personal touch.
We'll discuss your personal touch later, Countess. Right now, I insist we shut down this pavilion for a full investigation.
I respectfully disagree. Whoever did this clearly intended to disrupt our celebration. We cannot let them succeed.
Anise is correct. This event isn't just a festival. It's a statement to the world. I will not let that statement be undermined.
As you command. But I am beginning an investigation, and I am doubling the number of Seraph patrolling the city.
Of course. I want to know why the Aetherblades attacked, and what they have to do with the disruption of our watch nights.
Good luck, Captain. Let me know if I can help. In the meantime, the least I can do is enjoy the festivities on your behalf.
Oh yes, I earned this.
Opening ceremonies. Yes, I have attended.
Sounds a lot more fun than I expected. You think the metal thing's going crazy was part of the exhibition?
Hard to say. And as the Black Citadel's official envoy, I should probably keep my opinions to myself.
Boring. I smell trouble and a chance for glory. Why don't you use that VIP status to get us in on some action?
I knew bringing you along was a good idea. Come on, let's get involved in stuff that's none of our business.
Okay, so best thing is Rox's original voice actress. I'm very glad to see that.
Happy to help. Consider it part of the Black Citadel's ongoing partnership with Divinity's Reach.
Yep, nothing like a little mayhem to spice up a party. Kabam!
I've still got a job to do. I can't leave Kryta or its queen in the hands of protectors I don't trust.
Things seem all right now. There are shambouts and practice fights happening all over the arena, and the Watch Knights are all behaving.
But for how long? We need to take a closer look at these things, find out what went wrong, and keep it from happening again.
Count us in. I want another shot at that pillar person. We're at your disposal, Captain. And if you don't mind me saying, the real Tribune Brimstone would never talk to a comrade like that. I know it.
Except he did. Once upon a time, he said those very words to me.
Oh, well, he wouldn't say them again. I just know it.
Okay, well, there we have it.
Oh yes, I earned this.
Vogon Arc Legion looks the same as it did when it first came out. Yeah, I mean, this is just the restoration of Season 1, so we're getting it back in here into the story journal, so very cool. Take a couple of moments. That encouraging was no accident. I'll be investigating. Okay.
Wait, did you say kabam? Huh, all this time I thought you were saying kabram.
No. Why would I say kabram?
I figured it was a Norn thing. You know, shouting your name as a battle cry. Kabram!
That's stupid. No Norn shouts his own name like that. I mean, would you shout Kurox?
No, but I'm going to from now on. Look out, world. Kurox! Frostbite!
Well, I should have stayed in Kragstead.
Not bad.
Fancy meeting you here.
Okay, let's get out of here. So, yeah, I mean, interesting. Yeah, this is Living World Season 1. Lauren, absolutely. We are playing through the 3rd episode that it was released this week. So, yeah, we're catching up here. Read the official letter by royal proclamation. Read a bunch of text. Okay. And what do we have next? Head to the Crown Pavilion. Well, I'm glad it's nice and close. Here we go. Okay. Can I mount? Why can't I mount? On wizards. Let's go over here.
It's not quite a Kragstead move, but Crichtons definitely know how to stage a celebratory fight.
Sadly, we have to stop fighting for now. It's almost time for the closing ceremonies, and I'm expected. Official duties and all.
Oh, good. Another speech. I'll go and listen. When she's done talking, I'm back to beating on those mechanical men.
Okay. Watch Queen Jenna's speech. Okay. I'm here. I'm watching. There we go.
Thank you all for coming. This event is ending, but humanity's resolve will never waver. We have withstood every challenge thrown at us, because unity is our strength. Together, there is nothing we cannot withstand.
Just like you. Dia.
It's Scarlet.
And I've come to play with you. Don't panic. Yet. I've been laughing my leaves off while your queen brays about trials and endurance. It's time to show how fragile human society is. To wit, these watch nights you're so proud of? Mine now. I've also planted a few bombs around the city
what a
to
pleasant
keep things
surprise.
lively. Bet you can't find them all. Ta for now. See you soon. Oh, and I'll be taking your queen with me. Hang on, Your Majesty. It's going to be a wild ride.
Oh, wow.
Never fear, my queen. Lord Farron will save you. Well, now that I did not expect.
I should mention there are 4 bombs.
Finally, some action. Come on, Rocks.
Huh. Nice little cutscene. Very well delivered there. How do I get up there? This is awful. I can't defuse the bomb because I'm too short. This is kind of racist, guys. All right. Ah, here we go. I have found the path upwards. And now we will burninate the Watch Knights. There we go. So those of you who know me and have heard me talk about this kind of stuff before know I'm not a huge fan of this restoration in lieu of actual new content in this game. So if I don't sound as psyched as I would be for something new, this is why. I really would have rather seen a new season of Living World than seeing this restoration. I understand its value. I get that people are very passionate about the story in this game, but as somebody who wasn't, what are these? Destroy? I will destroy these things. Alright, onwards. I guess we gotta go up there. I guess that's why there's that little path showing me where to go. Interesting. Is this the story of how Jenna lost her shoes? Yes, this is the lore representation of Jenna's lost kicks. Very strong rifle from Scarlet there. Scarlet, not my favorite villain in this game. It's probably got to be an achievement for getting all these, so I'll take a couple of moments and do this. Vogon Arc Legion. I was hoping they would move some of the open world leftovers into instanced content. Yeah, there is that. I guess we're getting a strike mission out of this later on, where they're going to do the Battle of Lion's Arch, which was the open world event, as a strike mission, which is, I think, is great. I mean, that's fantastic. But let's kill these things. But I don't know. I just rather would have seen something new. And I understand the value of the Steam release coming and the value of the contiguous story, etc. It's just not something I thought was super important, to be honest with you guys. And I realize that is a hot take and that I am in a minority of some sorts. Vegetables don't seem terribly menacing. Well, I mean, you've never seen a Brussels sprout, clearly, because holy shit, that's gross. Up this way. This way, chummers. Let's save the village. sneaky secret bomb.
Oh, I remember. Right where the Seraph are gathering up the civilians. Careless.
Oh, wow.
She's bombed our evacuation point. My soldiers. All those civilians.
Oh my god, Gale. That's awful. Oh, that is awful, Gale. Gale wondering why Sylvari don't wield asparagus spears. I suppose that would have required them to make a land spear weapon. There we have it. Let us make sure the queen is safe.
Forgive the deception, Logan. Countess Anisa's security measures depended on as few people as possible knowing about them.
I'm glad you're safe, but I'm your a Seraph captain. How can I serve if I'm not informed?
Don't be petulant. My job is to protect the Queen from her enemies. Yours is to seek out and destroy those enemies. There were indications of a threat, so I concealed the real Queen until it revealed itself. Now it has, and it's spreading. Reports from all over the globe tell of portals releasing Scarlet's twisted minions. What are you doing about it?
A fair question. Scarlet can't be allowed to complete whatever it is she started, and she must be punished for the attempt.
Very well. Scarlet is the problem and she's in the pavilion. If she's using portals to send things out, we use portals to send things in.
Marshal whatever forces you need, Captain. Scarlet and her minions must be rooted out of that pavilion to face Crichton justice.
And do hurry. The sooner we get in, the sooner we rescue the VIP hostages. Poor Farron. Who'd have thought he had hero in him?
What's the situation, Captain? Bram and I are ready if you need us.
I'd welcome the help. Scarlet's clearly been planning this for a long time, and she's several steps ahead of us. We have to catch up, fast. Our top priorities are to neutralize her minions and find a way into that pavilion.
Neutralize means break, right? Because I can do that.
That'll work for her minions, but the door doesn't look breakable. We're gonna need an alternative. Maybe portals.
I was talking to the Asuran dignitary, Vorp. He's an engineer with a background in Asura gates and teleportation equipment.
Perfect. See if he's ready and willing to help. In the meantime, I'll organize Seraph patrols to protect the streets.
Discuss your next move with Emissary Vorp.
Ready to put your thermo-technical skills to use on behalf of DR?
Of course, I know of this Scarlet. She earned advanced engineering degrees at each of Ratasum's colleges in record time. Engineering prodigy, they said. Intuitive grasp of phenomenological design and transcendent systems. I say, I hate a show-off, especially when they're showing me up. Count me in. Taking down Scarlet is a matter of Asuran pride.
Asuran pride and human survival. Now let's put our heads together and figure out a way into that pavilion.
There we have closing ceremonies attendee completed.
I know of a good use for
Queen's
this.
address completed. And there we have it. Let me pop out of here, catch up on chat. I guess I should start this story before I get an email from ArenaNet asking why I haven't played it yet. Why are you not playing our game? And you just want to say, well, you know, I was in World versus World. Skittle, I like that YouTube autoplays to streams now. I wouldn't have known you were live. Hey, welcome to the stream, Skittle. Welcome to the stream. You know, congratulations on being here. Dwayne Cobrand, thank you very much for the subscription. And if the rest of you will, you know, pardon me and my compatriots, we will take 5 minutes at this point and, you know, refresh ourselves. And then we will be back. So I'm just going to put ourselves on a bit of a BRB here at this point. And be right back, guys. It is indeed 420 somewhere bitwise, and you should all avail yourselves of that. Absolutely. Oops. And live. There we go. We are back. We are back and in full effect. And we have email. And the email says, Dear Arsonist Poshi, here is a whole bunch of text for you, which you could probably read at some other point if you are at all interested. I, however, will not do so right now. Okay, what I am liking about this episode is just how nice everything is located here. Let's go talk to Emissary Vorp again. We will wait for midnight to come back before we move ahead. Listen up, we're here to investigate these portals and build our own portal device. I expect your cooperation. Let's start where things first appeared. I will get to it. Find the site of the first portal in Jindarin Fields. So this, of course, would be the do a bunch of story instances and then go into open world and do some events portion of our content. Interesting little tidbit on that. I was watching one of Matthew Medina's videos. For those of you guys who don't know who Matthew Medina is one of the Guild Wars 2 developers who actually makes content based on the stuff that he works on. He is a person that actually works on combining the narrative into the gameplay and designs the instances, etc. And he has some really interesting insights to do with that on his YouTube channel. And he was saying that this is one of the things that they were trying to kind of avoid, that gameplay loop at points in End of Dragons where you would just do an instance, go out into open world, do an instance, go out into open world. You know, that kind of formulaic approach to the content that would have people, you know, doing the instances and then going out into doing the open world events, etc. And talking a little bit about how they were trying to avoid that in End of Dragons. It's kind of an interesting little insight of his, realizing that indeed that it may not be the most healthy gameplay loop. What is interesting is that people are complaining about Season 1 in map chat here. Wow. Well, there we go. I'm not the only one. So let us find the site of the first portal invasion in Jindarin Fields. And the best news about this is I'm on a character who is not world complete. So let us go to the Ascalonian settlement and let's get underway with this. So I'm just going to pull this up and let's make it happen. We'll see what kind of events we have here. I guess I should ping a waypoint. There we go. There we have it. People who didn't want Living World back. Gail, there are some of us who weren't that interested in Season 1. I would like to see something new. I think that the Living World formula may have run its course at this point. I think they're really struggling with how to maintain this for other people. So here we got an event here. And I'm looking... Oh, a mysterious essence. Wow, this is mysterious.
Well done. You've located the attack site. This is very useful data. That sample forced me to rethink some of my assumptions. Now I need intel from an eyewitness to one of her portal attacks.
I gotta wonder why we're doing all these stomping of the, I don't want to say the dead, but the remnants. It's interesting. Well, we have a champion, folks. This means things are serious and shit just got real. Well, people are into it. we have it? So, Watchwork Nightmare Wrecker completed. Portal Closer completed. That's interesting. What do we got here? A gift from Scarlet. What could it be? I'm going to open my gift. Oh, nice. The instant dead mechanic. Go, Jadebot. I love you, Jadebot. All right. Oh, I guess that was another big drama in the Guild Wars 2 community this week. Would be that the first Jadebot skin got put out and was very expensive for something that you see a couple of seconds here or there. And I guess some people were pretty upset about that. No thanks. I'll keep looking. Onwards. Yeah, so there were a lot of feedback on the price of the Jadebot cat skin, and the usual number of people upset about the immersion breaking of said Jadebot cat skin, which I guess, you know, if you're going to be upset about that, then you should probably be upset about your t-shirt skins and your Super Adventure Box mounts and stuff like that. That ship has sailed. The immersion and the cosmetics in this game.
Crystal from an Aether Blade Captain, the oscillating diaphragm of a twisted horror, and a translocator beacon from one of her giant portals.
All right. So you need more grindy grinders. We're on it. I mean, I get the value for the whole premise of do a couple of things here. And a gallon of milk. Yes, a gallon of milk. But, yeah, fair number of people not happy about the Jadebot cat skin. And I gotta say, you know, for something that you're going to see for 2 or 3 seconds every once in a while, it really is a lot of money. But again, these kind of cosmetics are probably the only way that the game makes real money these days. Onwards. So I wasn't too heartbroken about it. I'm not one of those people that worries about the price of the cosmetics. As long as there's some things in game for me to earn, I'm pretty happy. But I'm not going to lose my mind about what may or may not be in the gem store, as long as they're not selling power or pulling BDOs. Those of you who have played BDO know what I'm talking about, or the Diablo Immortals of this situation. Let's see, what do we got here? Find components of Vorp's portal. All right, we're going to find the hell out of these components. What do we got here? Damaged beacon. And that would be one. So, is there anything else here? No. We will move north and find more of our open world grindy grinders. But yeah, getting back to the cosmetics in this game, it's not something I've ever really been super upset about. I remember the way the community lost their collective shit over glider skins and mount skins and the way the mount skins were priced, etc. I'm just not sure that I really share those concerns. Because you go and you play other MMOs these days. I think one of these is fairly close. You go there and you play other MMOs these days, and you see what other MMOs do in terms of the way that cash is gained from people. And you come back here and you realize, you know, not so bad. It isn't so bad here. My couple of months in BDO were not a pleasant experience, other than the combat. The combat I enjoyed quite a bit in BDO. All right, let's get our wreckage. Yeah, we do. We've got the hell out of this. And a discarded crystal. There we go. Burdenate some people. So whenever I see people losing their minds over the cosmetics in this game, and I think about Genshin Impact and things like that, I'm just hard pressed to find a real problem with it. Let's go back to Divinity's Reach, shall we? We have completed our open world stuff. I think I picked the wrong waypoint. We'll find out soon enough. Onwards. And now it's just telling me to go this way. I say this as an owner of a number of mount skins. I don't know. Would this have been better if they had done the festival at the same time? Would this have been better if you'd come back here and the Festival of the Four Winds had been on? Probably would have, yeah. I gotta say that much. Wait for our party. And then I will trigger this. Anything good in our bags at this point? Oh, Watchwork sprockets. Sweet, sweet Watchwork sprockets. Okay. Well, yeah. Excellent. With this last bit of calibration, the back door portal is ready. I'll leave the incursion to you and your colleagues, of course. How safe is this? Without a stable portal at the exit point, telling you the odds of injury might lower your morale. Suffice to say, the arrangement is non-standard. Okay. Did you use your gift from Scarlet, Midnight? Because yeah, that's like the best.
Just doing my job.
Okay, so we go in here. Would you like to continue to Scarlet's Playhouse? Nice. Yes, I would love to. I would love it. I am liking seeing these loading screens for the first time. This is really nice. Approach rocks.
Okay, now that we're in, our first order of business is to find and free the hostages. Captain Thackeray is counting on us. Impress him, and Ritlock takes notice. Ready, Bram? Ready, Frostbite?
You know I'm ready. I can't speak for Frostbite. Then again, neither can he, because he can't talk.
He talks, you just have to know how to listen. Right, boy? See? Frostbite's ready. Let's show Scarlet what happens when you mess with our human pals.
Look who's here.
Wow. Proceed to find the hostages. It says it wants us to go this way. So let us just follow these arrows because that really is the best way to go. If you want to achieve, just run. We're just going to run through, to be honest with you. I'm not, with the achievements, I might go back later and do them, but I'm not really into the more grindy elements of these kind of story achievements and stuff like that, unless the game gives me a really good reason for them. And I look at the return to achievements being a very good example of that. If they gate something I want behind them, I will go and do them, but otherwise I just don't. I think there's a few cosmetics that they put in, but nothing really worth stretching my time for.
Do come in. There's no room at the dinner table. And plenty of room in the coffee.
Oh, Scarlet, you so crazy. She's invulnerable. We have to throw things at her. Is that what we got to do? Let's try a fire extinguisher. Oops. Let's actually point it at the fire. Okay. The fires are going out. Happens if I put Scarlet out. Doesn't work. Let's kill this dude. So what goes on from here?
Quit that. Let it burn, or my Farron chowder will never come to a boil.
Farron chowder? Really? Oh my. Oh my. Interesting. I guess we can stomp these dudes. Scarlet's chest. Midnight, why are you pointing at Scarlet's chest? I mean, that's... I don't know. Fiery personality. Okay. I guess to get Scarlet's chest, we got to go... Oh, look, it's a little jumping puzzle. Yeah, no. I'm noping out of that right away. I'm just not one of those guys. Naked Lord Farron. Alright. It was, you took the backdoor portal. You can't say much. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, no, I'm not jumping to that chest. I'm just saying no. I'm not feeling very cheevy, to be honest with you guys. So she just comes out every once in a while. Do we need to like break her break bar or something? Or what are we looking to do here? Just keep Lord Farron alive? I'm a little confused. What happens at the... let's see. Extinguish the fires. So maybe we still have a fire up? Is that what's going on? Or do we have to like... Oh, here we go. There's more fires. That's probably our problem. Let's look for some more fires. Oh.
I was done with them anyway. Stupid hostages.
Am I glad to see you? Help a nobleman out of a bad situation, will you? That Silvari with the fright wig is all kinds of crazy.
Are you hurt?
Not seriously. Not yet. Scarlet likes to play with her toys, and let me tell you, she plays rough. The others are in pretty bad shape.
Dear.
I've been held captive, but this is easily the scariest hospitality I've received.
Okay, we'll stay with you until we can get you all to safety. Anyone who can't walk, we'll carry.
And any of Scarlet's machine goons who come looking for poor, defenseless you will find us instead.
Pursue Scarlet. I'm gonna pursue the hell out of Scarlet. So where do we go? Over here? There we go. Well, this is interesting use of this. I never knew this was actually a story element here. Gail says he shouldn't say that while dressed in a loincloth. Makes him look like he played back. Oh dear. Let us continue. Let's kill some dudes. Okay, I will say this about this content. It is obviously objectively easier than, say, the newer stuff. Probably good that way. The real question is going to be this. Once this content is restored, do we get a more gradual ramping up in the difficulty of this game rather than... Do we go this way? No. Oh, maybe we do go this way. Yes, we do go this way. Where do we? I'm not sure. Let's kill these dudes first. The question is going to be about the ramp up in difficulty because, you know, one of the common complaints about this game is the way you get to Heart of Thorns, and it's objectively a slap in the face in terms of the difficulty spike. And the problem has never been that Heart of Thorns is that much harder than anything else. The problem has just been that there's no ramp in difficulty to get there. So you would get to Heart of Thorns after doing Zaitan, and it was obviously a fair bit more difficult because there was, a couple of years of content that was missing at that point. And I think that was part of the bigger issue was that. I mean, are we going the wrong way? I'm not sure. I guess we can go down here and see what's going on, but oh, there's Lord Farron. There he is. Hey guys. Okay, we've gone the wrong way. Wondering what I'm missing here. Onwards. Huh. I will go this way. Oh, there's Caddy hard carrying us again. Oh, there is a Lord Farron mini. I have it. Caddy got it for me. This is what your pals do here. I will put on my mini jungle Lord Farron mini. Give me a moment here. Miniatures. Yes. Well, it's one of them. Chickenado is better. Lord. So there are three Lord Farron minis. There's the mini Lord Farron, the mini festive Lord Farron, and the mini jungle Lord Farron. There he is. Onwards. But getting back to what I was talking about, you have that difficulty ramp up, and then you would go back and you'd play the season 2 stuff, and you'd realize that it was a fair bit harder than core in terms of the achievements and stuff like that. Ooh, letter, thank you. Investigative study. Roses are red. The pack commander is blue. Please don't intervene, my dear, or I'll have to kill you. Oh my. Good job. So where do we go from here? This way? This would probably be the play. So I'm hoping that this actually does kind of bridge that gap, so that when people play through it, they run into some other things. Pals give you a Ken doll to complete the experience of playing Barbie in Fashion Wars. Only really good friends do that, Gail. Only really good friends. She's come over here. They should have put some of those other bosses in here. That would have been cool. The bosses from the Queen's Gauntlet. Nope. Scarlet Briar. Figure out how to remove Scarlet's shield. She's got a break bar, doesn't she? Does that break bar work? Okay. I'm not sure. Let's try this. Yeah, so I think we just have to take out the break bar on that. So let us spam whatever CC powers we may have. Get her into the electrical fields. Ah, okay, yeah. Just kite her back into these. Over here, yeah. So if we all go... No, these are... This one. This is electric. Does this work? Probably easier. Oh, I see. Okay, it's like the Aether Blade thing. There we go. Okay, so now that's funny because it makes the My Trin mechanic mean more when you get to the fractal. That's actually pretty cool. Pretty cool. Hold on. I think of Core Mesmer doing free-to-play content. Well, this is now free-to-play content, isn't it? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong on that. There we have it.
Minstrels Guild will hear about this.
Chests. Are there chests? Or are these all achievement chests? Because I'm not sure. There is one up here. We'll go and we'll take a look at that. And then we will pursue the hell out of Scarlet. Yeah. I'm not sure. This is my jam, so to speak. Oh, Scarlet's chest. Yeah, I think sneaking through a ton of things just to get a couple of blues and a green is not going to be my play here today. That is just me, though. I appreciate... Yeah, no, I don't think so. Let us move ahead to the pursuance of Scarlet landing on the ground, and let's make this happen, because I am... yeah, that's just not how I enjoy the game, to be honest. I get that that is a big part of what other people do. So above us, how are we going to get up there? So we got to find a way to open the gate this way. Here we go. Let us open this gate. Here's one. Let's go get this one. Oh. So we need to pull 3 levers or levers. Is it levers or levers? I'll never know. Onwards. I say this, but I sure do like using my finisher on these. I'm sure there's a couple of achievements for these. I will pull this lever. Oh, now we can pursue Scarlet. How do we get over there? Probably up this way. This way.
Let's play Giant Club versus Overripe Fruit. I'll be the club.
Huh. Is this like playing who can hit the hardest and Scarlet goes first? Is that what this is? Throw the switch. Oh, Lord. Onwards. And you're dead, Scarlet.
Well, the club's just not doing it for me. Time to find something else to beat you with.
This way. So did any of you who may be in the chat right now ever play this when it first came out? Is my first question, because I did not. And I'm wondering how much different this is. I understand they cut some stuff at one point. I'm just wondering if the gameplay is that much different. Suppose I could always go back and do Dreamy Abaddons. Yeah, I mean, I'm just not sure most of that is there. I am confronting the hell out of Scarlet at this point. About 60% of it. And most of that, though, was an open world, right, Vogon? I mean, if I'm not mistaken. This, you know... Let's pull this up here. There she is. Defeat Scarlet. Didn't I just do that?
Armor enhanced.
That's burning 8. Do a little bit of... Martin Jensen never played this game? Martin, if you like MMOs, you are hard-pressed to find a better one, to be honest with you.
But the night is coming to an end.
Let us get out of this red circle.
The arena's filled with fun tricks.
Vic Ice Razor? Oh. I'm looking at a Renegade summon thinking it's an NPC. Oh, lordy. This, to me, is the king of MMOs. I'm not sure there's a better one. And I have played many. I guess the real play here would be to just cure the burning. Wasn't exactly hard to beat right there. Some story, but most open world was still leveling and getting rare gear. See, that's funny because rare gear has never had any value to me. If you started the game around when I did, you know, you got kicked down with a bunch of exotics during the personal story, and rare gear never had any value to me as a player in this game. It was always just ectos, basically. That's the only value that it ever had. And I missed that point where there was actual gear progression in this game. I think I would have enjoyed that. I think I would have enjoyed that because I enjoy a little bit of gear progression in my games. I like the feeling of getting stronger, and you don't get that very often in this game. You get to level 80. You know, if you get to the point as a veteran where you are where I'm at, basically, and where a lot of people are at, you know, you want to roll an ult, you've got it in best in slot in an hour, and it's just kind of that way, and I think this game loses something that way. We'll catch up on chat here in a moment after we beat down Scarlet. This is not a bad instance.
But the night is coming to an end.
Got your back.
Oh, good old Bram with his shield before he became a dragon hunter.
I have learned the error of my ways. I shall be good and sweet and nice from now on. Now you've got my full attention. I keep a list of people who need sharp reminders about how insignificant they are. Do not get in my way, little pest. There will be consequences.
Figures a schemer like Scarlet would have an escape plan. Still, we put her to flight, and that's a win in my book.
Wait, that lunatic is still on the loose. That's not good. Not for Divinity's Reach, or the Queen, or anyone, really. Speaking of royalty, did the Queen notice how brave I was right before I got captured? I'm looking for an upside here.
You're alive and intact, my lord. That's more of an upside than most of her victims got. Savor the little things.
Still, she doesn't strike me as the kind to forgive and forget. More like the kind to begrudge and bedevil.
True, but that just means we stay prepared for anything.
How do you prepare for wild-eyed, tooth-gnashing lunacy? By definition, it's unpredictable.
And there we have it. Let me catch up on chat here for a couple of seconds. Just pulling this up, and we will catch up on where we are going here. Some story, most open world was still leveling and getting rigor. It sure is. Too bad they suck at marketing it. You know, the best thing they did to market this game was that Harvest Temple CM. That really got some people talking about the game. I thought that was great. Rare gear equals salvage fuel is exactly correct. We didn't have ascended gear at launch, and exotic armor was costly. See, I've never lived in that world in this game. This game, to me, you know, threw the exotic gear at you as you were leveling. By level 80, you know, if you were figuring the game out as you were going, you realized that the trading post had a decent amount of usable exotic gear for you. And the real problem became trinkets. And what's funny was when I started the game was just as episode 1 of season 3 launched. So it was pretty quick that I got into farming ascended trinkets in Bloodstone Fen, which was a pain in the ass at the time. Let's be clear about that. farming Bloodstone Fen for blood rubies when it first launched, and for the first couple of years, was absolutely awful. You could spend a half hour there and walk out with like 8 blood rubies. It was terrible. But then episode 2 launched, which was Bitterfrost Frontier, and it just became, you know, go out and grind out all those ascended trinkets at that point. So it was absolutely easy. At that point, it became easy mode to do that. Or toss it in the toilet to do the forge daily. Yeah, I mean, that is a good one. Absolutely. I'm late. Did you find all the 5 chests already? No, Swells. Honestly, that's just not something that I really jump in on in this game. Finding those little things in instances is only the kind of thing that I'm going to go back and do if they wave something in front of me. You know, something of value to me really is the only reason that I'll go back and do those kind of achievements, because I'm just not into that kind of stuff, jumping around in the instances and everything. One of my problems doing the story in this game generally is that it's just so tepid in terms of gameplay. Now, what we just played through wasn't bad. I mean, I've played a lot of worse instances in this game. But where I'm at with the story instances in this game is that they just tend to be such objectively tepid gameplay experiences for the most part. So, I mean, some of the story instances are actually good story. I mean, I don't want to crap all over the story instances in this game, but they also become objectively worse as you add people to them, because they are balanced around the solo experience. And as you bring people in them, that tepid experience becomes even more tepid, which is why I said earlier that I really miss DRMs, because I thought DRMs solved that problem. And I was hoping that they would go ahead with those at that point. I just did Bitterfrost Frontier twice this morning. I did Bitterfrost Frontier once this week, Swells. It was a bit of a blast from the past. I haven't done it for a while. The place I'm at these days with Ascended Trinkets is that I've got enough sitting in my bank that I could just go get whatever I want whenever I want it. So... Lauren, I have a question for you if you don't mind. In order to get Ascended gear from the Fractal shop, do I need to play PvP for the Grandmaster marks? No. There is another vendor, or it may be the same vendor. You know what? While Midnight is out doing her thing, let me show you this really quickly, because at the vendor in the Fractal lobby, there's another one that sells the crafting recipes for the Grandmaster marks. So you can actually learn to make the Grandmaster marks. You don't need to go into PvP or World versus World for them. Though when you play PvP or World versus World, you do get what are called mark shards, and 10 of those will make a Grandmaster mark. But if we come in here into the Fractal lobby, and I'm just going to just pop in here and show you this. Bear with me here for a moment. And I believe it is down here. Over here. And is it the Laurel Merchant, or is it this guy? I'm pretty sure it's this guy. It may not show them to me because I don't... Oh, yeah, I know, right here. So you get the recipes for the marks here. So you can actually make the marks themselves. The marks end up pretty much making the Ascended gear about half as expensive as if you just went and made it yourself. So if you, say, went and made a Zojus hat or something like that, would be, and I'm just ballparking it here, I'm not sure the actual cost these days. It's been a good year since I made any Ascended armor. But really what you'll do is you'll come here, you'll buy this recipe, and then, and bear with me, guys, if you are with me in game, because I'm just going to show this off really quickly. Then you will say, come in here into a character who has purchased the recipe, and used it, and then you can just come and buy the Grandmaster mark, or sorry, start crafting the Grandmaster marks at any kind of crafting bench. You have the ability to do so. So what we sorry, raid is canceled. Just putting up this here. This is the wrong one. Let's come over here. Just pumping this up. So Grandmaster. So now I can come in here and make the marks. Okay. So what are the marks and how expensive are they? They're about half price for your Ascended gear, to be honest with you. And really that's about it. That is the short of the entire situation. Catching back up, Bitterfrost has Ascended earring, ring, backpack, and underwater breather for those who haven't done it. Absolutely great, great tip there. I have many trinkets from Bitterfrost. Absolutely great idea there. I wish we could skip the cutscenes once we've run through it once. Absolutely, absolutely. Those swells, your build videos kept me going back to Bitterfrost for new stat combos. Hey, swells, let me give you a bit of a pro tip here. There is a video on my channel, but a bit of a pro tip with those rings from Bitterfrost Frontier. If you attune the rings, you will get the opportunity to reset the stats on them. So, you know, if you go to, say, Bloodstone Fen and you do your trinkets there, obviously those are stat resettable for 100 Unbound Magic. But if you have one of those Black Ice rings and you attune the ring, it actually resets the stats on it. So, bit of a pro tip on that one. Lauren saying, dang, thanks a lot. Those marks had me really confused. Those marks, when they first came out, were really contentious. They were really contentious. Do those mark recipes come with the sub-tier recipes like the ones asking for this square of Vabian silk? They absolutely do. Once you have unlocked the recipe for the marks, the rest of the sub recipes absolutely do open at that point. Yeah, so it isn't as awful as it could be, so to speak. Visit Logan's office. Let's go to Logan's office and continue. So yeah, when they first came out on those, one more thing I just want to say, Lauren, you know, if you are looking to go ahead and get Ascended armor these days, the quickest, easiest, and cheapest way, and sorry guys for the two of you who are on this story with me, I'm just going to pop over here and show this really quickly. The strike currencies, and particularly the Icebrood Saga strike currencies, are so much cheaper than crafting. And if you do those strikes, you may have some of these built up. And I'm just going to pull this up here real quick. Bear with me. So this vendor over here, and I like to come and talk to this vendor because she has the best voice actress in the game.
It's been a rough day. A shiny new crystal would cheer me right up.
So if we go to Let's Trade Some Crystals and we take a look at the Ascended armor in here, so it's 5 gold and 150 strike shards. This is significantly cheaper than the Grandmaster marks, etc. in terms of time. So if you're doing the strikes and you have any of these blue profit shards set up, these are really, really, really cheap Ascended gear. And that's the way I would do it. If I was looking to build my first Ascended at this point, that would be where I would go, was to that vendor right there and start getting in on it. Because, you know, those Grandmaster marks are, I mean, half price versus there, which is 5 gold in the strike currency. So there we have it. I just started doing strikes with the training LFG. You know, the training LFG has been really good. I've been putting a lot of my strike groups up in the training LFG. Very good deal. Artie, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. We are currently working through our story instances from Living World Season 1 that was restored this week. Just going through the newly restored episode here. So let us pick up the pieces, shall we? So yeah, if you're in the situation where you are looking to get into your first Ascended, that would be the way to do
Ever
it.
since the planning phases of this event, I've been kept out of every important decision involving the Queen. I know that's not a coincidence. Nothing you do ever is.
I assure you, Captain, everything I've done has been for the good of Kryta and the throne. Scarlet was a threat I couldn't fully identify, so I prepared for the worst. And my preparations proved very effective. The only problem here is that you take things too personally when Jenna's involved.
I will never apologize for my dedication to the Queen. I will serve and protect her faithfully until she commands me not to. Keep that in mind the next time you feel like trying to keep us apart.
Oof. Mysterious letter. There we go. There's another letter right here on the desk if you don't have it. Detective scribbled notes. More for this achievement. I'm all about achievements like this. All right. Sergeant Soup. Oh my god. I'm never going to look at him again without saying that. You know that, Bitwise. Let's open our mail here. Or do I need to talk to them? Let's talk. Thanks for your help today, Commander. Whoever Scarlet is, we'll find her and we'll make her atone for all the pain she's inflicted on Divinity's Reach if she puts Jenna at risk again. Oh my god. And Denise, even let that monster. Apologies, I'm not acting like the captain of the Seraph. I just hope Anise learns from her mistakes. I've asked Marjorie to help go over our evidence. Take a look. And let's talk to Marjorie. Okay, Commander, it's good to see you again. Yeah, good to see you again. That's great. Cool. Awesome. Great. All right. Let us move ahead with our lives. I'll catch up with chat here in a moment. Picking up the pieces is completed. We have completed Clockwork Chaos. We have chaos the hell out of those clockwork. So let's view in journal. And we are now done. Look at us. I will say that was a refreshingly small amount of open world shenanigans. That was pretty good. So let us... I guess that is it. Briam's trophy bag. There we go. Some mails. Let's see, maybe you've heard of her. Some interesting stuff. Okay. So a bunch of lore stuff that we can get into. Your new best friend. Until next time. Well, hello. You've certainly earned my attention. Oh, another gift from Scarlet. I thought I already had one of those. And something from Lord Farron. There we go. Give me a moment here. I'll catch up on the chat. There we go. Good nickname. Yeah. So does Living World 1 have maps with currencies like all the others, or is it just a one and done story thing? It is a one and done story thing. Lauren, if you actually take a look, what was added with season 1 was actually South Sun Cove, which is a map that you may have been to. But the bits in the story that actually lead us to South Sun Cove have been removed from the story as they've restored it. Bobby Stein was saying this. He's one of the story leads at ArenaNet, was saying that this was some of the content that was cut, was the story bits that actually take you to South Sun Cove. So the one map that was added during season 1, was there another one added during season 1? I think it was just South Sun Cove. The rest of what was added in season 1 was open world stuff. So a good example of stuff that was added in season 1, we can go back to, I think, Jindarin Fields here. Let's just go back here and give you a little bit of an idea. I'm just going to come in here and pop in and just give you, just a quick little rundown of how this happened. So what season 1 was supposed to be was permanent or, shifting changes to the open world was kind of the idea behind it. It wasn't like map currencies, etc. It was the idea behind the season was to take the world that was already in the game and to evolve it, was basically the plan. And I'm just gonna, there is something around here that is a good example of this, and I think it's over here. Is it? Where exactly am I looking at here? You know, I'm just going to pop a character who is world complete because we finished this, and give you a good example. So they didn't wreck Lion's Arch. That's another one. Okay, that was another one. Was that Lion's Arch looked completely different in the launch of the game. Lion's Arch at the launch of the game looked like what you see when you go into the old story portals. When you go into the old story portals, Lion's Arch looks a lot more like, how do you put it? Like a pirate town kind of idea. I'm just kind of orienting myself. Oh, it's Hijinx. It's Hijinx. Bear with me here. I'm bringing this up here. Okay. So a good example of what they were doing in season 1 was this part in Hijinx, where this was all something else before, but the events in the story lead to its destruction, right? So what they would do is add this kind of stuff to the game, and evolve the world and change the actual core open world maps. So Lion's Arch is a really good example in that Lion's Arch was completely changed, because there's a something that comes up later where Lion's Arch is basically invaded, attacked, and burned to the ground. Spoilers, right? But that is kind of the idea. So this used to look entirely different before season 1. That was kind of the idea behind it, in that they were giving you an excuse to log in every couple of weeks. I think they were on a 2-week release cadence. Some of it would be really small stuff. Some of it would be bigger events. And the world itself would be living, quote unquote, living world, was kind of the idea behind how it all put together. The problem was this: if you weren't there, you missed the content, and the content was temporary. So for anybody who wasn't playing it while it was going on, it was wasted developer resources. And it's also why it's been so difficult to restore it, because so many of these things were just impossible to retell because they were told through dynamic events. And that really is kind of the story of it. So for years, they just left it out of the game. And all these kind of remnants of this stuff will all make sense a little more as the Living World is finished, as Living World Season 1 is finished. Then these kind of things in open world will make a little bit more sense, because at this point, this doesn't make sense, particularly when you take a look at some of the rest of the stuff that's going on. And Lion's Arch, another good example. When I go into a story instance, why is Lion's Arch different than it is when I go there in open world? And that is exactly why, because when the game launched, it looked like it did in the story instances, but the story evolved the world. And while a noble goal, it really just didn't pan out for a number of reasons. One is, the transitional nature of most gamers and MMOs. A lot of MMO gamers don't play a single game at all times. You'll get your no-lifers like me playing this game, and you'll get, those WoW fans who've never played another MMO, but your average MMO player will play this for a couple of months and then go jump into a different one, and etc. So that is kind of the idea behind that, and the reason why it was so difficult for them to kind of restore these things into the game. So there are a lot of remnants of this. Another example of this kind of design is actually Season 2 did a little bit of this as well in Iron Marches, and we can take a look at this real quick. So when Season 2 came out, they were still doing a little bit of this. And an example of that is as Season 2 starts working through the Mordrum story, we can see this here, which was added during Season 2. Okay, so this used to, when the game launched, look entirely different. But as the Mordrum are becoming an issue in Season 2, as the story progresses in Season 2, the open world events were meant to kind of, again, show the evolution of the world as people were progressing through it. So that is kind of the long and short of how that occurred. So there we go. And I think at that point, my friends, we are coming up on 11 o'clock. I do want to thank you guys all very much for coming to hang out here for a little bit. Thanks especially to Caddy and to Robin for coming in and hard carrying me through all that content, because I actually keep my mind on the chat half the time, and I'm not exactly playing the game super hardcore. But I really do appreciate everybody who came by here. As for content this week on the channel, I'm probably going to work on a Mesmer build. I'm probably going to work on a whatchamacallit, Condi Virtuoso build, which I don't actually have up on the channel, which is probably going to be my next course of action at this point. And then I am going to get started on the long-promised World versus World content as well. Those are kind of my focuses for the week. The other thing is I'm just going to remind you all to have fun in game and min-max your real life. And I'm glad we took this moment, you guys. Have a great weekend. I will be around in game if you want to shoot me a message. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, it's MindCircus1506. Have a great one, guys. Thanks for